So today we are going to go back over the gaming corner with me. I'm going to be talking to you about some of the games that I've been playing recently, some news that's come up that is good and weird and lots of fun. Then Davis is going to talk about Crysis and the Arrowverse, right? I'm getting
Mhm.
that correct? Okay,
Yes, the
okay.
Arrowverse. Yes.
Arrowverse, good. And I just watched the Morbius and New Mutants trailers, which Davis has already watched, so we're going to be discussing those. So yeah, Davis, do you want to say anything before we get started?
You're a crazy bastard, and I love you. That's it. Yeah, that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what's.
that's about right. Okay, so the first news story we have today, I don't know if you've actually heard this, but it's been all over the news and it's been all over the gaming world. There were two people that were playing a video game. One lived in Texas and one lived in England. So they were playing together and they had microphones and stuff on.
Mhm.
And the person from Texas heard some really weird stuff going on. She said, I could hear him seizing and breathing really hard, and it sounds like he was choking or crying. What was happening is he actually went into a seizure. So
Yeah.
she knew the address of where this boy lived and called 911 in England and said, "Hey, there's someone, I don't know, my friend is something's happening to him. You need to get to this address and find him." And his parents, the parents of the child who was having the seizure, they had no idea what was going on. They just saw cops roll up to the house and were like, "Yeah, we're just checking on something." Like
Mhm.
they were just watching TV, no idea that their 17-year-old son was upstairs, fucking having a seizure, potentially dying. Uh,
So instead of swatting someone, like doing a prank, it turned out to be an actual good thing for once.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah,
Possibly. I don't
yeah.
know.
It was yeah a really good thing. I just wouldn't make that comparison to swatting, but like,
Well, it's the same idea of like calling and saying calling the police on someone, but that's like to raid your house as a terrible shady prank. This is knowing their location and calling them to help the person.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
that
But
same connection.
the when you bring up swatting, I actually saw a article earlier today. I didn't really want to include it, but there was apparently some 19-year-old kid who had swatted a ton of people. He got arrested, and apparently he was in some anti-Semite groups on Steam, like the gaming service and stuff
Hmm.
like that. He was in some really racist groups. I don't know why, but somehow that connected to that. But anyways, this 20-year-old woman from Texas saved this 17-year-old boy from like
In England.
5,000 miles away. And it
Yeah.
was incredible. Everyone has been covering this story like crazy. Um, Apparently, the mom was just like, "Yeah." The next thing we noticed was two police cars outside, and they thought I assumed that they were going in for another reason, and they ran up to the front door. And he was extremely disoriented. So they're gonna schedule to see someone about the seizures and stuff like that because it's actually not really uh it's not really normal for him. So this is like the second time
Hmm.
it's happened. But yeah, that's
Good.
one good
That's
story. And my buddy Earl in the Discord, he actually posted a picture in the chat that was basically like somebody touching their screen, like their computer monitor, but behind the other person's computer monitor, there were like hundreds upon hundreds of people. So it's like, yeah, people think it's like useless and stuff like that, and playing video games does nothing, but it's like there's a whole world there, and
it's the community connection.
exactly, and who knows? Maybe one of those people will save your life, right? So it was a pretty incredible story. I was very very impressed with that, and I was like, damn. It's a
Yeah,
good thing
that's
they know the address because if she didn't know the address, then she would have been so screwed because she didn't know the address. She would have just said, "Hey, some guy in England is having a seizure. I know his name." Like if she knew the full name, that would have helped. But like
mhm.
if she only knew the first name, and his
That
age,
was like the gamer tag.
yeah, like the gamer tag, it's like that would have been really really hard for her just to be like, yeah, I'm on the phone or I'm playing a video game with my best, like with my friend, and he is potentially dying all the way across the world, and I just have to listen to him do that.
Just watch it.
So yeah, I can imagine that's a pretty scary situation, and it's good of her that she pulled through and she was able to do this. So
Hmm.
good for you. We here at M3 applaud you. That was
Okay, there
it's
we
a
go.
non-ironic applaud. This is
Yes.
absolutely amazing. Thank you.
Oh, it's a non-ironic applaud coming from you. Normally, it's
No,
you being
normally it's
sarcastic, being pissed off at like EA.
oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's usually sarcastic, but you know what? I started to break out of the shell a little bit. So there you go. The next thing we have is Ninja, the well-known best gamer ever who doesn't know how to cut bread. The
Oh,
person, the Chad walk, as it's
yeah.
called, being called a version. Uh, and the infamous Twitter rant of him being like NFL kicker or like college kickers should know how to kick and should get a point every single time because this is all that they do. And someone retorted with, a Fortnite player should be able to do everything because this is all that they do. He's like, this is a stupid argument, but blah blah blah. He has his own
Mhm.
official Fortnite skin, is where I'm getting at.
Yeah,
Boom.
really long rant for to
For
get
the
the point.
I just don't like I just don't like some of the stuff Ninja's done. I'm gonna be completely honest. But yeah, here's what it is. Ninja has an official Fortnite skin. So according to this, you can have four different types of ninja, and stuff like that. So you can have four different skins, and I already told Davis the cost, but the cost is 1,500 V bucks according to this article, possibly up to 2,000. So on Microsoft's service, 1349 is 1,000 V bucks. So
Hmm.
this skin can potentially be from 20 up to $30 worth.
Yeah,
And I don't know if Ninja's gonna get a cut of that, or if Ninja
most
got like a
likely.
huge like pay in front of that, or if this is going towards anything. But Fortnite, you have a really, really big opportunity here to be like Fortnite and Ninja. Like, yeah, the Australian fires are going on. We're gonna give half
I
of
was
the
just thinking
proceeds
that.
to, yeah, the wildfires. So
Yeah,
I
like
hope that's what they do, because that would be really, really cool. Just to be like, yeah, Fortnite. Let me just give like a million, $2 million, because let's face it, Fortnite is one of the biggest games on the planet. But
hmm
as of recently, it's not the most popular game on the planet.
speaking of donating to Australia,
Hmm.
some 41. I just heard it was some 41. Yeah, I was listening to the radio and the host was saying that apparently some 41 is coming back. Like they maybe not be making new music, but they're making new merch
Hmm.
and like X amount of the process of the proceeds. I think I could be wrong on this, but I think it was the proceeds go to the forest fire.
Ooh,
Like, yeah.
and that's
So
super
it's a
cool to see that.
well known band. Maybe not well known now, but like at least people like
Like,
our age at least know who they are.
yeah,
Would go back and if you instead of buying the shirt that same shirt from like Spencer's, buy
from
it
like
from
1998 to 1991, you guys know who Sum 41 is. I know it
yeah
from Into Deep, from a fucking RuneScape music video. Like, god damn it, that was hilarious.
yeah I Sum 41 is one of the bands I grew up on. So
Hmm. I only
yeah,
grew up on that song. I never really grew up on bands. I grew up on songs mostly. If I
fair
liked
enough.
a song, I would keep the song. I would never just like, yeah, I like this band. Let me explore them a little bit more. I only do that very recently now with very, very few bands,
Mhm.
like BTS, shit, AJR, a few other ones. But I really don't go into music that much. I just
Mhm.
like I like the song. Let me just listen to the song. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the one song I've been listening to right now is Josh A's Noshima, and it's really really good. And Josh A is a really really good artist, but I just don't listen to him very much
I've
outside of the very few songs. He's a very good music creator. He what did he do? He's a very big in the Call of Duty community.
okay.
So he just like makes music. He does a lot of collaborations and stuff with some people from like the mostly the zombies community. So
Mhm.
like YouTubers like Lonely Mailbox and Mr. T Lexify, like two very famous Call of Duty zombies streamer and YouTubers. He collabs with them, he raps with them and stuff like that. So
Mm.
other than that, but I just checked the categories tab of Twitch before when I checked like a week ago. It was Fortnite was at number 5.
Mhm.
Now it's at number 2. So it's going back up, but still, it's not as big as like League of Legends now. just
Hmm.
because it's Fortnite Chapter 2. I don't know
But
if that has anything to do with it, or
still one of the largest games on the planet right now.
yeah.
They can afford a little bit of money was the whole point of that.
hmm
Yeah.
Or is it because that some YouTubers are getting signed on to exclusively go with YouTube? So you know how back a few months ago, Ninja and Shroud got a ton of
Okay.
money to just be on Mixer and Mixer only.
Hmm.
Yeah, so eventually, that's gonna be like that for all platforms. So, like, I'm with Twitch. Maybe in the future, maybe Mixer is like, hey, why not just have a shit ton of money come stream on Mixer,
Hmm.
right? So like, that's a thing. But right now, there are three YouTubers that got signed away from Twitch and are going to YouTube and exclusively YouTube only, which I think is a really really good move
Hmm.
because A, that means you can still make videos, and B, that means you could stream on like one of the most sought after search engine on the planet.
The second largest search engine on the planet.
Yeah, behind Google, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
behind Google, and Google owns YouTube, so it's
ex-
like regardless, it's you're searching Google.
yeah, exactly. It's a win-win. So they're only gonna be on YouTube and stuff like that, which is really, really good at having it all
Hmm.
centralized. Because with all these people that get signed on to just do Twitch or just do Mixer, their
Hmm.
video system is not the greatest, not nearly as good as YouTube's is.
Yeah,
But you know,
because then they can do other content other than just gaming if they wanted. They could do, vlogs of as a separate part of their channel if they wanted,
yeah. Well, you can do
for
vlogs as
example.
a live stream on Twitch.
Well,
It's not
if
as
you want to do
good.
stuff that's not live, that
Yeah,
is,
that's true.
for
Well,
example.
you could still kind of do it not live.
You know what I'm trying to
I
say.
know it's just not nearly as good. I get it.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're the top four platforms were again the ones I mentioned. So Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook, which is really weird considering Facebook is like so sad now. I remember Facebook being a big thing back in like 2008. Now
Hmm.
it's just like I really don't go on Facebook. I go on like Instagram and Twitter more than going on Facebook. I go on Facebook for like family.
This.
Yeah, for this. Just essentially. Like most of these stories I don't even get off of that. I just remember seeing
No.
them on Twitter and just like, "Oh yeah." Right?
Yeah, I don't follow stories on Instagram or on like I don't follow stories in general.
Exactly, right?
Yeah, I think for me, mostly Facebook is more to add like groups to stay in contact with like people that I've worked with and stuff like that
Yeah, that's
for the industry because
yeah.
it's a way of connecting groups of people together.
Yeah, same with me. So yeah, but they've disclosed that or YouTube just signed on three streamers, uh, Mooselk and Laserbeam, which are two Australian streamers who play. I know Laserbeam plays Fortnite, but I don't know who the other one is. Mooselk, I think he also plays Fortnite. And who is this? Valkyrie? She's like a YouTuber, and yeah, there's really not much about her, but yeah, she's got 1 million followers on Twitch, and now she's just gonna be playing Fortnite as well on YouTube. So
Hmm.
that's basically it. All I'm the only reason I'm like saying all this stuff, I could really care less about some of these content creators because like no offense to them, I just don't watch them,
Hmm.
so I don't really care. But it basically just means now the things are just gonna start heating up. So like you're gonna have more security going with certain things. So like I really want to be on YouTube. If you keep posting to YouTube, and it's like yeah, I want that partnership. If you start going to somewhere else, they might be like, actually, yeah, you should actually stay with us because our platform is better.
Yeah, it adds like so that there isn't just a single monopoly. Like it's not just Twitch like ruling the tower. Like it makes it so that there is competition between different companies, and you'll see who will offer you more for what and everything like that, right?
It's like Cineplex. So in Canada, have you ever been to a movie theater that's really not Cineplex? That's not like some old
Uh,
indie theater.
Landmark is Landmark
Landmark is a lesser
is
known one, but
lesser known. Is that still Canadian? No, it's American, I think.
Landmark is American. Yeah.
Yeah, Landmark's American, and then other than the local one in Wainwright, from where I'm from. But
Yeah.
then other than that, it's been Cineplex.
Yeah. So like it's basically like Cineplex has a monopoly on the cinema industry of where you can go see a movie because everyone's like, where should we go for a movie? It's like which Cineplex is open. like
Yeah,
which
exactly. In
Cineplex has
Canada,
the
you don't.
best time.
Yeah,
The
exactly. That's exactly what you say in Canada. It's
the
where's
o-
the closest Cineplex?
yeah, the only time I've never been to a Cineplex was the Leduc Theater because I wanted to try it, and it's a really like small, low down theater. It's got like four actual theaters and stuff like that, and it's actually really nice. I actually prefer it over Cineplex sometimes, but I
Hmm.
went there and for The Incredibles 2, great movie by the way, but I just went there once and I was like, yeah, this is a lot better than Cineplex just because it's not overfilled and
Hmm.
not super bustling and it's a nice quiet getaway kind of thing, you know.
Yeah, I in Wainwright where we have a theater. It's called the Elma. It has three theaters, and the biggest one is comparing it to like TV sizes. It's probably if I can compare maybe 200 inch, I would say is the biggest one, and then the other two are about the same size at like 160, I'd say.
That's not
So
that great, but
they're not big.
oh, I
Like they're
could
and they're
imagine.
like 50 seaters,
Mhm.
but it's just because it's a town, so like that's what there is. So that was the closest comparison.
That's what you can afford.
Yeah, and that's but it was cheaper. It was only like well, now it's more expensive, but back when I lived there originally, like as a teenager, it was only like $8. But that's price changes back then compared to like over 10 years ago now, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But
Mhm.
what was the point of that? Why did you bring those up anyway?
No, that's just because
Theaters.
it was like you just wanted, like you were saying, like Monopoly. I just wanted to give like an actual example,
Oh,
because like there's not really anything else that's kind of like monopoly. Well, I mean, okay, Disney's monopolizing industry, but there's like the entertainment industry, but it's not super duper like huge right now. Well, I mean they're huge, but you know what I mean.
the streaming wars right now is
Yeah,
what's going on.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But it's not like they control everything yet. They still have parts that they are kind of just like leaving out to other places,
Hmm.
like those like R-rated movies or M-rated movies and video games and stuff like that. Like, you ever seen a Disney first-person shooter?
No.
I'm trying to think of one either. I don't think is there
They
one?
only they focus on like the like
Lego games.
the yeah, no, I was gonna say like top downs because they do no, because that's no, never mind. No, yeah, because isn't there what is the Kingdom Hearts? Isn't that Disney? But that's
Kingdom
not
Hearts is
first game.
Disney, yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
just the first game that came to my mind. Like when
mhm,
but it's not obviously not an FPS.
yeah.
There's,
Yeah, there's only very few shooter games. One of them was Toy Story Mania, which I 100%ed in like 5 minutes because the game is fucking easy. It's just basically like an arcade shooter, so you just try to rack up the most points by shooting like darts or eggs or something, and it's got like Toy Story theme. Like
well, it's
that's
a
it.
kid's game. Come
Exactly,
on,
right?
Jayden,
But
give him a
you
break.
don't see Disney Call of Duty Modern Warfare where Goofy's just like on the trenches of Normandy shoving a Bangalore to blow up the thing, and you see Mickey Mouse just coming in, ha ha, charge! Like you don't see that shit. So
Your rants are so funny
it's so
sometimes. Jesus
good.
Christ.
But like I would totally buy that game. If I could just see Mickey Mouse just like holding Donald as Donald's last life just came and just like I can't even do the voice.
I can't do it, especially not right now. My throat's too sore.
Exactly. So I like they're not going in that direction, but I just wanted to say Cineplex because that was just the first thing that came to my mind.
Okay.
So yeah, next thing. Uh, next
That
thing.
was
So
sorry for the long ass tangent, but that was fun.
sorry for the long tangent, but we like those here at M3. But one of the
Yes.
things that I came across was something regarding the Xbox Series X. So the new
As
console,
always.
as always. This one kind of has me excited for other gamers, not really for myself, because I'm an achievement whore. So I just play for achievements and only achievements. But
Hmm.
I found this article that says Xbox Series X will be able to play Steam games. Says this rumor. So apparently, what it is the rumor currently doing the rounds essentially suggests that the new console will have a Windows mode that allows players to switch the machine's operating system to Windows 10. So basically, what we're getting is a mini computer
Oh,
that could
cool.
play Xbox games. I don't know how well it's going to work because I don't think you can run Vegas Pro on an Xbox Series X,
Mm.
but it would be pretty funny if you could do that. Editing with an Xbox controller. That would be really annoying, but you know.
No, but get some porn hub. That's what
Okay,
you.
well, you just had to make it. I give up!
That's
Come
that's
on,
the
David.
madness part of multimedia madness. I just the random rants and the random.
Random pornography that Dave splices
Yes.
in.
Hey,
It's not
you're the
even.
one that
It's
normally
not
jumps
even
it in.
me. It's not even me. I
It's
didn't do that.
normally you.
It's not me. I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, but okay. Anyway.
But anyways, so basically what this is saying is like if you have a huge Steam library and want a console to play it on, this is the one you buy. You don't buy Google Stadia, you don't buy like the Steam whatever it is with the Steam controller. It's like you like the Xbox brand if you play cuz I know a lot of people that play Steam games, but they buy an Xbox controller just to play those games because some games
Yeah.
are ridiculous to play with a keyboard and mouse compared to
Mhm.
that and so on and so forth. Like if you want to play on I, I don't know why I said back and forth because some games are better to be played on PC because of the keyboard and mouse and blah blah blah.
Mhm.
But I was like, there's probably no way that anyone's gonna buy a keyboard and mouse. By the way, here's another rant for you. So
Okay.
Razer came out with a product that's like a wireless keyboard and mouse. Let me see how much this costs. It's like Razer keyboard and mouse for Xbox, something like that. What is it called? The Razer Turret. It is $250 American. So that's about $320 Canadian. You're spending
Mhm.
$320 to play Fortnite on your Xbox with the keyboard and mouse. That's it.
Wait. Why would you put it on your Xbox, not a PC?
Exactly. Like here's the stupid thing. Like only very 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 minuscule amount of games actually have backwards compatibility with the controller or with a keyboard and mouse on the consoles. So
Mhm.
like all the games on PC are built to have compatibility with a controller for the most part. So if
Yeah.
you want to play with a controller or try it out with a controller, you can. On
Mhm.
Xbox, and it's not the same. So if I wanted to play Call of Duty World at War Zombies with this Racer turret, I couldn't. So if that was the only reason I was buying it, I just basically spent $350 because of shipping and handling and import fees uh, on this piece of shit, on this fucking brick and mini brick that I
Yeah,
can't
because
use.
exactly, because you would spend less money on just a keyboard and mouse, and then have that option to go with controller instead of. Yeah, that makes no sense.
It doesn't make any sense at all. With some
Unless you
games
buy
it
it
works.
specifically for those specific games, if you're into it enough that you would do it. But
Yeah, but at that point I would just say buy a PC because if you have a PC and you're able to run this game smoothly and you already have a keyboard and mouse, I would say just go out spend $80 to buy an Xbox controller if you want to play games with an Xbox controller, because
mhm,
there's almost nothing on Steam or on Xbox that Steam doesn't have. Even
mhm.
Halo is going over to Steam.
I was just gonna say, what about exclusives?
Exclusives are basically like with Halo. I
But
don't know if they're importing everything over, but they definitely
it
imported Halo Reach.
it's Microsoft, so like they should be able to transfer it over anyway,
With
right?
some of it, they're able to.
Yeah.
Especially with some games because they have like the Xbox Game Pass, right? The Game Pass Ultimate, which allows you to play games both on console and on PC, depending on the
Mhm.
catalog and stuff like that. So it's a really, really bad innovation and it's a really bad part on Razer. Razer's going down the shitter, dude. I'm sorry, Razer, you suck dick. But like Razer is just spending is like, yeah, buy this $250 keyboard and mouse that you can barely use on any functional games. But that's a thing that's not mostly on Razer's fault. That's also on the game developers. Like it's probably not that hard to be like, yeah, you know that game, Call of Duty is a game that's on PC, PS4, and Xbox. It's not
Mhm.
that hard to be like, yeah, maybe someone probably will hook up a wireless mouse and keyboard or something like that to play. Let's just take this line of code or these lines of code to shove it into the console games. It's like, oh, it's an extra 5-second download. Whoopee! Or like, it's a fucking 3-minute update. I'm totally
Yeah.
okay with this. Just
If
let
you're
me choose.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to do that, I myself, I couldn't do it to save my life. I cannot PC game at all. I cannot do it. But if you have that like you like to do that of going back and forth for, say, playing like NHL, you like having the controller. Great, use the controller. If you're playing WoW, use the keyboard and mouse, right?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. You can imagine you could probably play WoW on your Xbox. This is more just giving it to the concept that this console is meant for games and
mhm.
stuff like that, but it also could be used for entertainment and stuff like that. So yeah, if you want to look up some pornographic
Yeah,
stuff online, you could go into the
compared to
incognito tab, or
yeah,
if you want to.
compared it's basically making it, yeah, like you said, like another computer, because like going on like right now with the PS4, you can enter the web browser, you can open like Google, but it just is super slow, it doesn't work properly, like it just comes up with like different pop-ups and doesn't load right, so you can't really use it
Hmm.
as an efficient like search,
Yeah.
like if you wanted to, for whatever reason, if you wanted to search something. But
Hmm.
yeah, like no, I think that would be interesting, trying to use like a controller to like edit, like
That would be
opening or
pretty
like
funny.
pre using your controller, opening like Premiere, and you have like R1 is your cut button or
Hmm.
something. Like, I don't know.
I mean,
Once you get it, try it and figure it out.
oh
Let me know
yeah,
how it works in the future.
I would love to do like an unboxing stream of it, but also like first time stream and like a full on video of it. So I there's gonna be a lot of that kind of stuff going on. But yeah, that was basically all of the news I really had. I wanted to kind of go into stuff that I've been playing recently. Um, Untitled Goose Game. You know what this game is, right? You play as like the cartoon goose, and you like run around causing mischief and stuff like that. I can't believe you've never heard of
Negative.
this. No, it's like it was
No.
like really popular for like a few weeks on the internet. I 100%ed that game. That was a lot of fun.
Hmm.
It was really annoying at some points because the physics of the game are weird. But that was really fun. Playing a lot of Black Ops 3. I have two achievements and I 100% that game. And I'm gonna kill myself
Noise.
because one of them is like do all the campaign challenges, and some of them are like complete a game on realistic difficulty without getting hit or without dying or without all of this stuff, and you're just like, why don't I just put a gun in my mouth and pull the trigger and I can get a hundred gamer score? How about that? That's basically what you're doing, making me do. But yeah, that was pretty.
And that's a little aggressive, but okay.
But like,
Uh,
dude, have you ever
when you're
played Call of Duty Black Ops 4 Unrealistic?
not Black Ops 4, but I have played the new like Modern Warfare, like this new one
Yeah,
on realism.
yeah, one shot, one kill. It's
It's the
not
same as
fun.
hard. It's the same idea as hardcore.
It's the same deal as hardcore, but in hardcore on multiplayer, you have like multiple lives, or you can like come back, or you can keep
Yeah.
playing. With
Oh,
this,
so it's realism on the
on campaign,
campaign.
yeah,
Sorry, I got confused there.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't. Well, I guess I didn't even say the word campaign, so I apologize. But
Oh,
yeah, so imagine you get through this entire hard section, and then one of you accidentally fucks up and dies, and then you have to restart the game, and then you have to restart at the beginning, or restart at the
or couldn't
beginning
you
of the
just
section.
from the checkpoint at least?
Oh yeah, but sometimes you
But
don't get those
still,
checkpoints. I,
oof.
dude, we
Yeah, I died enough just playing regular on like the yeah,
yeah,
no. I
dude,
died too much.
this game it fucking pissed me off for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons being the last mission of the game, you're stuck in a sequence where infinite enemies will spawn. So if you're
Hmm.
playing on realism, what you basically have to do is you have to kill a bunch of guys, make sure the pathway's clear, and then you have to run while the other half of the area is shooting at you
Hmm.
constantly. Hit a button, which is impossible to hit, by the way. It takes 1.5 seconds to like rotate the thing around so you can actually get into the building. And when you're inside the building, you're still not safe because you're gonna get transported over that way, but then you're gonna fucking die anyways because someone's going to pull out a gun and they're going to shoot you from
Hmm.
behind. And then you're going to be really sad. You're going to be really pissed off. It took us like a
That
half hour to get through that point.
throw the controller rage.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
Dude, I have
Do you
hats
know what was
ready.
the Do you know what was the worst that happened to me in a Call of Duty game? Playing campaign, playing what was it called, World of War? Yeah, that was Call of Duty 5.
Yeah.
Call of Duty World of War. Playing the campaign and then beat like the level, the stage or whatever, and then just the game completely froze. So
Oh
it
no.
was one of the, it had to do with like for like rushing Normandy or something like that. Because I remember there was these giant towers you had to like. The objective was to get to the tower,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
not the tower, but the bunker.
yeah. Hmm.
And I finally did it, and then it froze. It was like because you know how Call of Duty works. You have to get to the next checkpoint. Blah blah blah.
Hmm.
It got to it. It just I couldn't like move. I couldn't get anywhere, and it froze. And I reset from checkpoint. Oh, I was
Oh
so mad.
yeah, dude. We're my buddy Pysko and we're doing what's called the lasso challenge on Halo. So it means legendary all skulls on. So it's the hardest difficulty. It means
Shit.
you have no reticle. Every gun you pick up has half the ammo. The enemies are stronger. Grenades go off faster. Uh, you have no shield unless you get up behind someone and hit them, or in front of them and beat them to death.
Yeah.
You deal less damage, and some other stuff. But oh, and the last one, if you die, if one person dies, if you're playing co-op, if you die, then you can respawn on your partner, right? With this one, if someone dies, you restart to the previous checkpoint.
Jeez.
So checkpoints are your save states. If you play solo and you die on lasso, you restart the entire level.
Oh,
Yeah, so we're doing this co-op. We're doing this shit together. We're gonna stream it. So
yeah.
check out our Twitch. Well, my Twitch and his Mixer. It's fucking fun. It's gonna be a terrible time. But yeah, I started playing that. I started playing this game called Wargroove. It's like a Age of Empires. Do you know what Age of Empires is?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like you have the units and they have special advantages and stuff like that. So I started playing that. It's actually from the developers that made Stardew Valley, Chucklefish. It's a
Hmm.
really cute game. It's really fun. I have been enjoying it from time to time. I like it is pretty basic, so it's like, I played it for like 30 minutes. I think I'm done for right now, and then I'll do something else. But it's like, Kate, that's it. I got pissed off at Call of Duty again. I'm gonna go back to this. So been having a lot of fun with that. And the last one I played was Titanfall 2. That game
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucking fun. It's like you're a badass agent called a pilot, and
Yeah.
you have a really good what's it called? You have a really
I
good
think.
connection with a robot.
Yeah. I was gonna say, isn't that game? They're mechs, right?
Yeah, they're called
Yeah.
Titans and stuff, and they are a lot of fun. And the last mission is incredibly fun because you get your Titan, and your Titan's destroyed, but you can salvage like the AI core that it is,
Hmm.
and you get this gun that basically auto locks for you. And no matter where you shoot, as long as the guy is highlighted red, you could be aiming over here, and the bullet will somehow go yoomp, and it'll kill
Oh,
you or kill
like
the
in
enemy.
Fifth Element.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, sure, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. But it was so much fun, and the last like you they call in a new Titan for you, so you just plug in your AI buddy, and he's like, "All right, let's go kill some people." And you get
Wasn't
this
there a
fucking machine gun.
free version of that? Didn't that originally come out on like PC or something?
Mm,
I think there was a PC version or something like that
there was like
back in like 2011 or something.
there
'Cause I
was a game. It was like Warframe. It's basically the same thing,
okay.
but it's uh in that game it's all about the robot. With this one, it's like you can disembark your Titan, and your Titan will fight for you, and you can like wall run, and you cloak and go invisible, go back in time and stuff like
Mhm.
that. But
I think okay, I'm thinking of something because I have vague memories. Maybe I rented it or something, or I played a trailer, or I watched a trailer or something. Because I do vaguely remember that game.
I
Uh,
it's like Warframe. Yeah, I think it is Warframe. Well, because it's released like
well, Warframe is
2013.
yeah, Warframe is definitely newer. I'm
No.
pretty sure.
Oh,
Titan,
Hawken. That's what it is. Yeah, Hawken. Like it's a like you fight robot via robot kind of thing. Because that was
maybe,
2012. Yeah, that was 2012.
maybe. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I vaguely remember it.
Yeah, but it's kind of like that, but way more badass and way more fun. This one actually, Titanfall 2 actually introduced a single player campaign. The
Hmm.
first one was actually just a multiplayer fighting game, and it was really fun, and everyone wanted to know what it was like. And Titanfall's universe is the same universe as Apex Legends. So I like found certain guns and I'm like, I know how to use this thing, and I would
Ah,
like mow
cool.
people down. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, Davis is going to talk to us about Crysis, not the midlife crisis, because that's just weird.
Not there yet. That's a good way to transition. That was the one of the roughest transitions we've ever done.
I do it rough, dude. I go in rough.
um, Alrighty then. So what is the day? Today's the 15th. So as of yesterday, from the day we were recording this, the 14th, Crisis on Infinite Earths, part 4 and 5 aired. So the last of the major crossovers.
Hmm.
Um, the full, like, I'm not gonna do a full recap of it, but basically the biggest, like, holy shit moment was originally from episode 3. I
Hmm.
think I mentioned this already before, where they had Lucifer in it, but
The dog?
um, huh?
The dog?
No, Lucifer from the show Lucifer.
The
What? What do you
dog?
mean, dog?
I don't know. I'm just thinking of Mob of the Dead, Black Ops 2. There's like a dog, and his name is Lucifer. Well, Mo- it's like Satan, or it's like Satan's dog, like Hades, like the three-headed dog,
That's
Cerberus or whatever. I don't even know.
yeah, Cerberus or something. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Hades, the protector of the in Greek mythology.
Mhm.
No, not a dog.
Mhm.
I mentioned this before. Yeah, Lucifer from the show Lucifer. He was on Earth 666.
Mhm.
Um, sorry for anyone that hasn't seen it yet, but
Spoiler alert.
most
We've
likely,
covered our bases. Go for it. Spoil
yeah,
everything.
exactly. Um, it's been on Twitter right now already. Anyway, so a big, like, holy shit, this is they actually included characters from the DCEU, so actual movie actors coming onto a TV show. Like, I've
Like
never
what?
seen I've
Like
never seen that.
like who? Who is it?
Ezra Miller, who played the Flash in Justice League, had an
Oh,
appearance
I
had
love
an
Ezra
appearance
Miller.
on.
He's funny.
Yeah. So he had an appearance on the Crysis crossover. So that was the biggest, like, what the fuck? Holy shit! They were confirmed that the DCEU
Mhm.
is part of the Arrowverse multiverse. Like, holy shit! Like, yeah. So, and everything that happened, like, in the movies still happened on another Earth. And everything.
Mhm.
So anything canon. So basically, anything canon DC television show is part of the Arrowverse because it is now part of a multiverse. So, like I was saying the other day, I was finally continued watching Titans. They did mention that they kind of showed them in the very first episode of the crossover.
Mhm.
But, like, think back even to, like, um the 1990s, like, Ben Affleck, different levels of Batman and stuff like that. The other movies, they're basically kind of saying that, like, every anything the DC property movie is just another universe,
Mhm.
kind of, like,
Different universe.
yeah, kind of like what they did in um Spider-Man Far From Home.
Oh, like
How,
with the different Spider-Mans. I was
yeah,
gonna ask, it was like, is it kind of like Christian Bale Batman is different than Ben Affleck Batman?
yeah, but it's so how it works is that that's just a different universe. Like, it's all the same, like, realm, but it's a different Earth. They call it Earth whatever,
Mhm.
like, whatever number.
279,
Yeah, exactly. So, like,
69,
so they
420.
would so they would do um like, Adam West's Batman was on
Oh
Earth,
God.
even though Adam West wasn't, he died, but Burt Ward, he's the one who played Robin. So their Earth is Earth 66 because it was called Batman 66. So they named it something
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
So everything has been connected in that kind of way.
Mhm.
But, like, the um no, it was definitely really interesting. I liked it. Was still kind of like a bit of a cop out type of ending, I felt, but
Mhm.
um it was definitely good. I liked the entire, like, all 5 episodes. It was definitely a really long run. It was still annoying. I don't get why they had to wait all the way until the 14th to do it, but
Mhm.
um there were still some weird plot holes that I felt that were missing, but for the most part, it was definitely filled in a lot and had a lot of um a lot, like, a lot of characters, and they kind of sort of doing it without saying it, introduced, like, are introducing like the Justice League officially in like television.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That I like it when everything kind of comes together, but I hate it when it's multiple stories told across multiple platforms. Because I know with going back to Call of Duty, because fucking love Call of Duty zombies. Like some zombie stuff is told in YouTube videos, some of it's told in the video game, some of it's told in a comic book, and it's like I don't fucking care about anything. Just put it in the game and let me
Mm-hmm.
explore it. But with
Transmedia.
yeah, exactly. But with TV shows and stuff like, because DC has their own streaming service, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the DC universe.
exactly, right? So everything's on there, so it's like it's not far to reach. It's just like one click.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're that lazy for one click, it's time
But the
to step up, bucko.
the thing is that's gonna be I'm kind of one thing that I'm definitely majorly wondering about is so this originally it was Earth 1, it was Arrow, Flash, and kind of sort of legends, but the legends of tomorrow they are in the future, so they weren't really they were all some of the same Earth, right?
Mhm.
Oh, and Batwoman was in Gotham, so they were all just in individual cities on Earth 1, and then um Supergirl was on Earth 38, right? So but now basically everyone is on what's called they called it Earth Prime. It's like the very first original because they reboot the whole universe and everything.
Mhm.
It's hard to describe without going into too much, but um, so it's gonna have for me. I think it's gonna have the same kind of issue that like the MCU has.
Mhm.
Like looking back at say Thor 2, right? It happened after the first Avengers movie. So Thor 2 was a big thing that was like, holy shit, they're destroying like damn near their entire planet. Why are there no other Avengers helping in this type of thing?
Mhm.
Right? When they introduced it, I have a feeling that for me at least, it's kind of weird when you have so many big characters all on the same planet, only like for some like someone like Supergirl or like the Flash that can get literally around the entire planet in like less than an hour. If it's just going city to
More like
city,
less than like
less
more
than like half an hour.
less
Like
than
the
5
Flash
minutes.
can,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, exactly. The Flash can run, so he can get from city to city, and yet, so like for example, Supergirl, they put her on a different Earth because the villains that she faces are like world destroying level villains, right? But
Mhm.
Arrow, he fought against for the most part humans, like guys with swords and guns, right?
Mhm.
So it made sense for him to just stay in his own city.
Mhm.
But so now that there's gonna be Supergirl's like villains on the same Earth. Like it's, I think it's gonna be weird. So it's gonna be weird to kind of get that like how come Flash isn't helping defend against a monster that can destroy the entire planet, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think in the individual shows, it's gonna be a little weird. I think now coming forward,
Mhm.
but I
Well,
don't know.
let's hope.
I'll,
Let's hope it's better than the MCU, because the MCU had a lot of problems with that. It's just like, oh yeah, this entire fucking city is being blown up, but Iron Man isn't here,
yeah,
and like Captain America, like this is in the middle of goddamn Texas, but Captain America isn't there. I think the only one that really made sense was like the
so,
original Thor, when Hawkeye was there, and it was just like he was
yeah,
there guarding the thing, and then afterwards he kind of just like fucked off, and it was just like, yep,
yeah,
uh, Hawkeye.
yeah, and then he shows up officially in yeah in the Avengers. Well, not officially, but yeah, he's in the Avengers. So, but yeah, and not until Captain America: Civil War did the other Avengers show up in an individual's movie.
Hmm.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly right. So
So
let's hope
yeah,
let's hope that gets better.
yeah, exactly. I don't know. It's again kind of confusing. It had a good and like ending for it, but it still wasn't that amazing. It was still, like I said, a few little plot holes and everything. But I don't know. It was a good crossover. I am still more of a Marvel fan than DC, but I still watch all the shows.
All
Like
the
they're
stuff. I was
almost all of them. But
I've been like trying to tempt myself to watch Titans. Is like, come on. Like you sit here and you're like playing video games and stuff. It's like you need something to watch, and you can't keep going over the same YouTube videos a billion times. My brain's like, fucking watch me, bitch, and it just keeps playing like Epic Meal Time or like old Rooster Teeth videos instead of being
mhm.
like, listen, It's Titans. You'll probably like it. It's probably gonna be great. It's like Money Heist. Like you gave Money Heist a chance. Like yeah, but Money
Mm.
Heist is a fucking god tier TV show.
The first season is a little hard to get into. You kind of have to know, like, especially you. You're not really like you kind of like pay attention to comics a little bit here and there. Like like the main character, like a main like Iron Man or Spider Man, a Superman, a Wonder Woman. Like you know who they are, but you don't follow them, right?
Hmm.
So especially if you don't know, like, so talking about Titans, Raven. Do you know who that even is?
I remember her from Teen Titans Go, like the cartoon.
Okay,
Like
so yeah, it's
and then there was
yeah,
like a Cyclops, right? Or is that his name? Or
not a Cyclops, just Cyclops.
yeah, I know
Yes.
that. No, I just remember. I thought I said just Cyclops, but
Okay.
Cyclops.
Yeah.
There's Starfire,
Yep.
and then Beast Boy,
Yep.
and then those are the five. And then Robin. Robin's the last Titan. So
Robin's or depending on which
Deathwing,
version you're looking at, it's yeah, depending on what version you're looking at, it's Nightwing.
Nightwing. There you go. Not
Yeah.
Deathwing. I was like, that doesn't make sense. Deathwing's a Hearthstone.
Deathwing.
Deathwing's a Hearthstone character
But
or Warcraft character. But
yeah, those are the main kind of Titans, yes. So,
but
but
here's
okay, at least you do know them, but it just like fair warning if you do watch it, you have to watch I think there's 11 or 12 episodes of the first season. So you have to get past at least the fifth before it starts actually
oh
getting.
god.
It take like for someone that's not super into it. Like I've watched it just because I know I like the characters and I like the show. Like it is still kind of a slow burn even for me. So just maybe not five, probably three. Watch at least 3 episodes before you make up your mind.
Hmm. But what my question is, how do they make Raven more edgy? Because like this is like the edgy Teen Titans, right? We saw a little bit of edgy Cyclops and a little bit of edgy Robin. Just like how do they make an edgy like Raven even more edgy? Because she was like already dark and kind of twisted or before.
Rated kind of the same idea as imagine PG-13 Deadpool compared to rated R Deadpool.
Oh,
Like, so you know how like PG-13 Deadpool will be like, "Oh crap, this is terrible," uh, and then he like,
goes to like what the fuck?
and then he'll like stab you, but like it won't show the character actually getting stabbed.
Hmm.
This is like, what the fuck? Let's look at, and then your head blows up
Yeah, like
on
the
screen.
scene with all the dismembered limbs in like the Japanese bathhouse or whatever. That part in Deadpool really fucked me up. That
Oh, I had to think about yeah.
there are very few things that like stick out in my mind. That's one of them. That's one
Mhm.
of them. It's just like, holy fuck, he just is cutting off limbs
So
like no tomorrow. Or
so to use that as a comparison, have you seen Avengers Endgame?
yeah, of course.
Okay, no, is it Endgame? Yeah. So there's a good comparison then.
Hmm.
So that bathhouse scene with Deadpool's cutting up limbs and everything like that, compared to Hawkeye when he's being Ronin and he's fighting off the Yakuza as well. So that's PG-13. It shows him like still like cutting some guys or whatever, or some, but they'll like fall over randomly.
Hmm.
But Deadpool, you see him like literally chop some guys' heads off.
Yeah, he literally will
So
cut off every single fucking limb ever.
yeah, so that's the like the difference is like this is like they have the license to kind of like show it on screen, so they'll show the darkness or whatever coming in and like I don't think this is a real example, but they would go in and like pierce someone's eyes or something like that. Like
Yeah.
that's the edginess of it is
Hmm. It's
yeah.
interesting. Very very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get over this and get into something a little bit less morbid and a little bit more
Oh.
Morbius.
Oh, there we go. That's a better transition. But
Dab. Okay, so we wanted to talk about this. Well, Davis brought it up first. He's like, you should watch these trailers, and like,
yeah.
I have to start watching what you recommend more because holy shit, this Morbius trailer looks cool. Reason being, it's like there's not many cool vampire characters other than like Dracula in Castlevania.
And Blade.
I don't know who Blade is though.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's that one there's that one vampire in Hotel Transylvania. He was pretty cool. Can't even say it with a fucking straight face. It's stupid, but like if you look
Watch
at
more comic related stuff.
I know, But like, look at this. Look at these cool effects. I'm gonna turn off the sound so we don't get copyrighted. But like, look at that. Look at these cool ass effects. Like, you get to see a vampire essentially. He gets like echolocation, and that's a cool way of showing echolocation and
Mhm.
like everything, and just shows his like descent into becoming this beast, into this like beast vampire thing by the end of the trailer. So
Yeah.
like you see this shot where it's just his red eyes and you see the fangs and stuff like that, and then he growls. That shit's so fucking cool. Like,
Hmm.
I'm excited for this, and I could really give less of a fuck if he's in the MCU or not. This could be his own fucking universe for all I
Yeah.
care, but he looks super cool.
The movie itself just looks good enough to just watch
Like,
regardless of where it's set. Yeah.
exactly, right? I
Because
could
this is the Sony Marvel, because there's still technically three film Marvel universes. It's so annoying.
I know this is
Sony, MCU, and Fox, but Fox is owned by Disney now, but it's still like separate. Anyway, continue on.
exactly. Well, I'm excited. That's not what I wanted to press. There we go. That's what I wanted to press. So, there's that, and then there's New Mutants. I was really unimpressed when the first trailer came out. It's like, oh, it's a horror movie. What are the
Hmm.
mutants gonna bring to it? And
Hmm.
like, what's the cast gonna look like? And I really wasn't too impressed. But then I started getting a little bit more into when I saw this, I started getting into it a little bit more, especially with this scene of all of the mutants and stuff like that. So you have I can't remember what she's from, the blonde chick. Where's the blonde chick from?
I don't know. Maisie Williams is the only actor there that I recognize.
Well, there's Macy Williams and then there's Jonathan Byers from Stranger Things.
I never watched Stranger Things.
Fucking, you
I
gotta
watched
watch
like
that.
I watched like one episode.
It's so good. How can you not watch it? Like, okay, I'm gonna watch Titans. You're gonna watch Stranger
No, I'm
Things.
still I'm still trying to watch Witcher.
That's true. Okay, Witcher, then Stranger Things.
I'm not going back in time. Anyway,
Yeah, you are going to go. It's not even going back in time. It's going forward in time. It's going just from Witcher, which is like
no,
way
I'm
old
talking about
medieval times, to like to the future, to like 1960 whatever, when kids were allowed, or 14-year-olds were allowed to smoke. Like, that's the future.
I know enough of the premise of Stranger Things to get it when someone brings it up in conversation.
Yes, but like,
Um,
you haven't seen this. Also, like Jonathan Byers is English, but he hides his accent really well. I did not
mm,
know he's English until he started talking naturally.
mm.
So, yeah, I'm excited to see how these characters all line up and what their powers are, because you get to see some use of their powers later on or
Yeah, at
something
the
like
end of the
that.
trailer there you see like the
That's
vibrations and stuff like that of the one guy. I do know slight little bit of backstory, just basically based off of another video that I watched of someone kind of explaining it.
hmm
And I know that one of them, I think the blonde chick, I think it's her. They can do projections, kind of like a spirit, and that spirit can like take its own form type thing.
I th- I don't know. I From what it looks like in this trailer. Okay, so Jonathan Byers has like rocket thrusters in his arms, so he looks like he could control flame or plasma or something cool. I just hope it's not as
If
lame.
you
He can control fire. Like,
no, if
bring
you've
something new.
well, this is apparently supposed to basically be the same character as the guy from X-Men Days of Future Past.
Which one?
Days of Future Past is the one where Wolverine goes back in time. So the he's the guy that like turns into flame to try to fight off the
Oh, you mean
I don't remember what the character's name is,
like
but
the fucking guy who turns into a flame?
yeah, he's supposed to my knowledge, I'm pretty sure they're this like the same like person, just set in different times.
Okay, here's a little rant. If your website immediately says, "Looks like your ad blocker is on. Please allow ads," it basically just means, "Hey, we need money, and we need it from you guys by having ads on our like on our thing. Please disable ad block." That's basically a sign that just says, "Yeah, I'm just gonna go over here."
Go to a different website.
Exactly, right? Like, I don't know, and maybe and everyone's gonna be like, oh, but Jay Tinnitus had like you have ads on your channel. It's like, yeah, I do that because like a lot of people had ad block on, so they don't need to see it, and I like will get paid for it. So
Money.
yeah, it's
Well,
it's I don't know. It's like if you
you,
want to block the ads, I don't care because ads are annoying, and I get that they're annoying, and like, oh, it doesn't give you money. It's like, well, okay, that sucks. I'm sorry that I want to enjoy and read whatever I want without having a fucking ad in my face. But
mhm.
this ad in my face is really annoying, and guess what I do? It makes me uninterested in your website, and I just click off of it. Even something like PC Gamer, I just have to click on the thing that says, "No thanks, I'm not going to use ad blocker," and I can just get everything I need without ads. So, and if someone's gonna be coming onto my stream and just like, "Hey, I have ad blocker disabled," I'm gonna be like, "Okay."
Okay.
It's not like
Still
a
enjoy
huge.
the show.
Yeah, exactly. You can enjoy the show anyways. You can hang out in the chat. It's not like, do you have? Do you? I'm not the kind of person that's like, Davis. Do you have ad blocker disabled?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be friends with you because you have ad blocker on. I'm not gonna be friends with you if you don't have ad blocker or
Mhm.
anything like that. Like, it doesn't fucking matter to me. And it's like, if I want to get paid by doing something like writing a website, then make sure the article is worthwhile or something like that. I don't know. It's just
You're
annoying. It's just annoying, and it's like I don't know. And the more I think about it, the more it conflicts with me, and it's just like I still just think it's fucking annoying that you just the first second of me popping into your website, you immediately are like, "Hey, give us money in some way." You either need
mhm.
to buy a pass, you need to sign up for something that you don't want, or you need
When
to
you're
allow ads which are super annoying.
yeah.
That's the problem. I have no I don't mind like playing ads on my stream like when I go to the bathroom or something cuz it's like at that point it's like nobody's going to be there at the computer anyways. They're probably going to be like, "Oh, he's busy. Oh, well, I'll just focus on something else for a little bit or I'll go grab food or I'll go to the bathroom or something like that." And it's like if you watch the ads, cool, it gives me money. If you don't watch the ads, I don't fucking care. It's I still get money from it and I'm still going to keep doing it.
Mhm.
So but it's just those it's just like yeah you need to pay
When
to
it
remove ads.
yeah, when it's a distraction to the content you're trying to find is when it's fucking annoying.
But anyways, that was just a small rant, but I just hope it's not as something as simple as flames for this guy. Like Jonathan Byers just needs something cooler than just having flames. Like a different color, like a in Deadpool, Negasonic Teenage Warhead, that was
Mhm.
pretty cool because like it had flames incorporated, but it was like, yeah, she's basically a fucking bomb that she can
Yeah.
just set off whenever. Compared to someone that's like, oh, I can go on flames. It's like we have Johnny Flame for that. We have
Ooh.
a ton of different we have a ton of different characters. Not any that I can name because you know.
Johnny Storm, by the way,
Oh,
not
Johnny Storm. Sorry,
not
I thought it
Johnny
was
Flame.
Johnny Flame. I don't know. Chris Evans abandoned that role, and so have I. But like, you get what I mean, right? It's not nearly as cool as something like creative. Just like he can manipulate plasma around him, or like,
That's that's like Darwin from X-Men First Class. He was one of the coolest ones of that movie, but he died. He was the first guy to die, and he happened to be the black guy.
oh
Might
yeah,
I
like the
might I add?
wait, was it the adaptive guy, the guy who had?
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he
why
can
do you
turn to
have to do
stone
that?
to. Yeah, they had to kill the black guy, which is that's been happening as a trope, and they
Yeah,
had to kill the guy that had like the coolest power.
yeah. I would much rather have that than the ability to control flame and just be like, you could step in a volcano if you wanted to. Yes, but I would much rather grow gills when I go swimming and then pop out and be completely fine, or be able to adapt myself to the sun on like an unbearably hot day, or in the cold
Or
when
in
it's
the
super
cold.
cold. Yeah, exactly. Like adapting myself so I
But
become a
I think
furry animal. That would be super cool.
when
Girls would love to cuddle this furry animal. Like,
But when so going back to the actual trailer though, that goes to like uh it's set as New Mutants, so basically like they to my knowledge basically like mutants like the X-Men eras have not been around, so like they don't know, or like it's been a mutation of something like your hair grows extra long, like it's not actual like cool powers, and now this is the new set of like where the mutations turn into actual cool powers again. So I
mm-hmm.
think that's kind of where it's getting in, like the point where okay, it's not like
Fucking lame power. Let me just say that.
what's
The fucking yeah, your
I
hair
don't know.
grows
That was just
super long.
the reason why I said that is because I was gonna say your fingernails, but then I was like, wait, that's from Family Guy,
Yeah, there's like
so I
a
said hair.
yeah, but imagine how like lame that is. You have all your friends at mutant school. It's like, oh yeah, I can control ice and I can turn myself into a block of ice and like freeze anything that I want to with just a single touch. Or you have this person that's like, yeah, I can fly and control the weather. What can you do? My hair grows extra long, just like covers the face. It's like fuck.
Doesn't it?
Well, it was like I think it was like a Captain Underpants or something like that, where somebody had like really long hair. No, it was Fairly Odd Parents. Someone had really long luscious hair, and it got out of control. It's like you could do stuff like that where you could like whip your hair, but it's like what practical use is there? You're basically
Mm,
like a B class mutant. You're like F
that's
class
like
mutant.
F.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
F. Just like sorry, you can stay at the school, but you kind of just have to like be the janitor and clean up after your own hair, kind of thing. Not hating, but just like come on. I would much rather
Yeah.
have this chick's powers, which this chick's powers like. Let's take a look at this real quick. Look at this. Look at how cool this is. She like transforms into like a Valkyrie, like a warrior of some kind, because she like gains like armor or something like that. So it's either like what you said, like with a hologram, or it's like actual armor
Yeah,
and a
because
sword.
what I know again just from like the video that I watched, it had something to do with like you know how Native Americans have in their culture they have like the spirit animals and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Basically, to what that's a easy explanation is that this chick her like spirit animal is this bear, but it's a demon bear, and it like
Hmm.
that's what's kind of like that's the thing that's attacking Maisie Williams' character in the trailer is this spirit demon bear thing, and it kind of like has to try to control it. So
Oh.
is my general understanding. I apologize to anyone that is listening to this, and I'm completely wrong, but that's the basic understanding of that I remember is that it had to do something with um, the spirit and deep, and it happens to be a bear that like is attacking them for whatever reason.
Mhm.
That's
That
all I really remember.
that is very interesting, and learning how to control it would be like a huge thing for someone that's that young to overtake. But I'm actually really excited to see what this is actually like. I
Hmm.
It actually made me hype because I was like, oh, a horror movie with mutants. I don't fucking care about
Yeah,
that. But now
it
it's like,
looks it definitely looks better now than it did before.
mhm.
Now that there's I don't think like I don't even remember if these are still the same even the same actors from prior before Disney bought Fox like when they because they launched the New Mutants trailer the same basically around the time that X-Men Dark Phoenix came out
Yeah. Well,
and
here's the one from 2 years ago.
it was 2 years ago.
Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
I think it's about the same. So they have the same shot of the camera. Let me pull this up. So they have the same shot of like all the TVs watching everyone, and the doctor's about the same. The main girl is about the same. She's getting blood, and then yeah, it's the exact same. It looks to be the exact same cast. Yep,
Oh, okay.
yep,
Hmm.
it's about the same. Yep.
Okay, so it's basically just some reshoots and re-edits and stuff like that then
Mhm.
and just getting it underneath the see, and that's the thing that's I'm still definitely confused by because as I was saying earlier, there's Sony, there's Fox, and there's like Disney, so MCU.
Mhm.
Like, but Disney bought Fox, and I already know that they're gonna be doing some of their like um individual like smaller projects and stuff like that underneath the Fox label compared to the Disney. So like MCU is gonna be still the main like Avengers,
Mhm.
and but then I think yeah they'll still have like the mutants and stuff underneath the like that Fox so I wonder if this will still have like the 20th Century Fox um like logo or anything like that when it
Yeah,
comes
or
out.
if they've lost everything completely and it's not even gonna
Yeah,
have
because
that.
like when we were talking about Morbius there that it said from the producers of like Venom and Spider-Man, so we know Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a part of the MCU, Disney, Marvel, as well as obviously Sony. So
Mm-hmm.
he's kind of split. But Morbius, but Venom was not part of the MCU. So and it's just a deal like this. That's one thing is that Sony still is by themselves. They're still holding on to their grips of by the thread before Disney takes them over too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it looks like Morbius is gonna be it's a Sony, it's another just Sony movie. Like has
Yeah.
nothing technically to do with MCU, Disney or anything like that at all.
Mm-hmm. So, well, we'll see how that goes. You can also look for the 20th Century Fox logo at the beginning of the movie. While I'll watch the rest of the movie. So you handle
Okay.
that beginning part, and I'll
Okay.
handle the rest.
Okay, I'll probably actually focus on that. That's the funny thing.
Yeah, I
Just because that's how my mind works sometimes.
my mind does not even care about that. It's like, who made this? Like, cool. Did they make it well? Then we'll talk about it. For me, I am really focused on like really small details as well. Like, did they get the powers right? Does it make sense when they use these powers? Because like
Mhm.
Macy, did you say Macy Williams' character is the bear?
No, the blonde chick.
That doesn't make sense because the
I,
blonde chick turns into a fucking robot.
yeah, no, we'll watch the new Rockstars breakdown of it and they explain it.
Okay, because like
Yeah,
Macy Williams turns into like an animal, doesn't she? She
I
gains like
think.
a ton of hair.
I don't know.
She gains a ton of hair. Like I
her
see it,
hair,
and like she gains the hair like around her neck and stuff, and her eyes
her,
change into like an animalistic kind of like feral creature
her and
kind of
Sophie
vibe.
Turner. Eh,
Sophie Turner.
I was no, it was
Oh,
just
from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Sucks for her. She got shit. She got in the shitty movie. As of right now, the shitty MCU or the shitty X-Men movie with Dark Phoenix. So
yeah,
let's
that's true. And
let's hope this is better than
Peter
Dark
Dinklage
Phoenix.
has been in both the MCU and the Fox
I
Marvel movies too.
I just recognized where this blonde chick is from. She's from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. She's one of the Swedish agents that come over. Uh,
Ah.
uh,
Alrighty then.
there we go. I fucking oh my god! I just forgot the name. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I'm googling her name because I need to know this before we end the episode.
Okay.
Let's see. Uh, the Swedes. That's what the episode is called. Uh, yes, I know. Ricky Lindholm. Yeah, Ricky Lindholm. That's what she's from. Okay. She was also in Knives Out.
I didn't
Ah,
see that movie.
interesting. The Lego Batman movie, Brooklyn Nine-Nine, yep. Uh, I don't know. It's very weird. She's in a lot of weird stuff. Oh, she was the
Just
voice in Monsters vs. Aliens. I don't know. This is all super not not useful right now. But thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed or listening. Sorry, watching or listening. Now that we broadcast on Anchor.
woohoo!
Woo! Give us money, Anchor, please. We
Yeah, try to get this
we
figured
do this
out.
for free now, but we
We're
won't do it
Canada,
for
we're
free.
Canadians.
Yeah, come on. Give some Canadian content creators the fucking money. But
Yeah.
yeah, make sure to follow us on all our social media and stuff. If you're on YouTube and all that stuff, check
Yeah.
the description. Everything else, Spotify, I don't think has a
Spot
comment. Did they?
not a comment section, but yeah, you can find it on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. We are now
iTunes.
officially available on multiple just listening platforms.
Yeah.
Hey, but we have at least one play on iTunes, okay?
I one play on iTunes.
We may not be able to listen to it ourselves, but our listeners are allowed to listen to
They're
on
allowed
whatever
to listen
platform
to it
they're
on
allowed
there.
to listen to.
I just don't. $1,000 PC rack. That's all I'm saying.
No more rant. We did the rant.
We did like
that
8
last
rants
episode.
today. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's all for today's episode. Check in next week, and we'll do more gaming stuff. What? I don't know what that
No,
was.
I don't know.
I don't know. I need to watch at least one episode of Titans.
Yes.
Sorry, 13, because apparently that's what it takes to fucking get into this series. So
It does take it takes a little bit, but it's a really good show, but it does take a little bit but it's the same idea as like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones took a while to get into.
that's true, but I didn't get into Game of Thrones.
Oh, right.
So,
Anyway, okay, bye!
bye!
Thank you for listening. If you like this podcast, make sure to like and subscribe for more, and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Links will be in the description.